Good evening, everyone. Welcome to GSS Core. This is Ajay Shah. So let's start the class of 10 MCQs from current affairs. So all the questions today are from science and tech. This is the first question for you. And the first question is on surrogacy. The first statement says, traditional surrogacy is the process where egg used is of a surrogate mother and thus it becomes the biological mother of a child. This statement is correct. The second statement says, in gestational surrogacy, surrogate mother's egg are not used. This statement is also correct. The third says, altruistic surrogacy includes surrogacy in which payment exceeding basic medical expenses and insurance covers are paid. This statement is wrong because altruistic surrogacy is that surrogacy in which there is no payment of any monetary compensation other than the basic medical expenses and insurance coverage. So 1 and 2 are the correct statement here. So correct answer will be option number A. Now some valuation. So there are basically many kinds of surrogacy. For example, traditional surrogacy is that process in which egg is used for of the surrogate mother and thus she becomes the biological mother of the child. Now gestational surrogacy is that surrogacy in which mother's eggs are not used and eggs and sperms are either donated by intended parents or by other person and thus the surrogate mother has no biological link with the child. Now what is commercial surrogacy? Commercial surrogacy includes surrogacies in which payment exceeding the basic medical expenses and insurance covers are paid, and altruistic surrogacy is something in which there is no concept of monetary compensation other than basic medical expenses and insurance coverage. That's all. We'll move to the next question, question number 2. So this question is on biofortification. We have done a lot of questions on biofortification. So the first statement says biofortification is the process of increasing nutritional value of the food crops by increasing the density of vitamins and minerals in a crop through either conventional plant breeding, agronomic practices or biotechnology. This statement is correct. These are the methods of food fortification. Now second says Madhuban Gajar is a biofortified crop which contains high alpha carotene and zinc content. This statement is wrong about Madhuban Gajar because Madhuban Gajar basically contains beta carotene and iron but not alpha and zinc. So only statement 1 is correct here. So correct answer will be option number A. Now what is this Madhuban Gajar? So the biofortified crop that is Madhuban Gajar was developed by Sri Ballav Marnia, who is a farmer scientist from Junagadh district, Gujarat. And what it has, that has been given in the question. We'll move to the third question. So this question, the third question is on Kala Azar. The first statement says Kala Azar is also known as visceral leishmaniasis. So this statement is correct. The second says it is spread to the humans through bites from female Aedes aegypti mosquito. This statement is wrong. Only one is the correct answer here. So correct answer will be option number A. Now let us see something about Kala Azar. So Kala Azar is also known as visceral leishmaniasis and it is caused by protozoan parasite of genus Leishmania. Now it is spread to the humans through bites from female Phalbeto mines and flies, the vector or the transmitter of Leishmania parasite. Now the signs and symptoms include fever, weight loss, fatigue, anemia, substantial swelling of the liver and the spleen. Now the government of India launched a centrally sponsored scheme, that is Kala Azar control program, in the endemic states in 1990-1991. That's all. We'll move to the next question. Now this question is question number 4 is about Radix X, which was new recently. So what is this? So there are 3 statements. The first is it is a bomb detection device. This statement is correct. The second is it has been developed by Bhabha Atomic Research Center. This statement is wrong because it has been developed by DRDO. The third says device can spot explosives from 200 meters away. This statement is wrong because it is a bomb detecting device that can spot 20 homemade explosive from 2 meters away and not 200 meters away. So only one is the correct answer here. So option number A is the correct answer. Now this question is self-explanatory. We move to the next question. Question number 5. Which of the following statements are correct or incorrect? Fine, we have to choose incorrect statement about regulation of artificial intelligence. The first statement says Sundar Pichai advocated for regulation of artificial intelligence, keeping in mind both the harm and societal benefits that technology could bring in. So this statement is correct. The second says Niti Aayog noted stringent regulation around AI as a major weakness for India. This statement is wrong because Niti Aayog noted the lack of regulation around AI as a major weakness for India. So only 2 is the incorrect statement here. So we have to choose incorrect. So correct answer will be option number B. Now, why this was in news? Because Sundar Pichai in an editorial advocated for artificial intelligence to be regulated, keeping in mind both the harm and the societal benefits that the technology could bring in. Now, he also said that the governments must be willing to align on the regulations around AI for making global standard work. Now, while India has been vocal about the use of AI in various sectors, it is far from regulating it. And in 2018, Niti Aayog paper proposed 5 areas where AI can be useful. Now, this paper noted the lack of regulation around AI as a major weakness for India. Now, if we talk about artificial intelligence, then what is artificial intelligence? So, artificial intelligence is an autonomous decision-making system, and it is a constellation of technologies that enables machines to act with higher level of intelligence and emulate the human capabilities of sense, comprehend and act. Now, AI has become an integral part of information technology, and this branch mainly focuses on production and intelligent machines that derive valuable inputs from the available data and react in accordance with it. Now, quality of data is one of the crucial elements for the success of artificial intelligence. That's all. Question number 6. So, in a significant victory for India's defense sector, the country has backed a deal to supply Swathi radars to Armenia. With reference to this deal, consider the following statement. The first statement says Swathi is a weapon locating radar which provides fast, automatic, accurate location of enemy weapons. So this statement is correct about Swathi radars. The second says it is developed by DRDO. This statement is also correct. The third says it would be operational in LOC in Jammu Kashmir from 2022. This statement is wrong because it is already in operation in Jammu and Kashmir. Fine. So 1 and 2 are the only correct answer here. So correct answer will be option number A. Now what is this Swathi radar? So Swathi is a weapon locating radar developed by DRDO and manufactured by Bharat Electronics Limited, that is BEL. Now it is designed to detect and track incoming artillery and rocket fires to determine the point of origin for counter battery fire. Now it can simultaneously detect multiple projectiles like shells, mortars, fires from various locations within a 50-kilometer radius. That's all. Question number 7. What is snow blindness? You might have heard about this. What is this? Inflation of cornea, inflation of retina, inflation of eyeball, or inflation of sclera. So what is this? So this is inflation of cornea. Now what is this snow blindness? So snow blindness, which is also known as arc eye, is a painful eye condition caused by overexposure to ultraviolet rays light. Now when too much of ultraviolet light hits the transparent outer layer of our eyes called the cornea, then it essentially gives our cornea a sunburn. Now there are 3 types of ultraviolet rays, that is A, B, C, and in the human eyes cornea absorbs ultraviolet B radiation, and a high dose of ultraviolet B causes inflammation of the cornea called snow blindness, cataract, etc., and such exposure may permanently damage the cornea. That's all. We'll move to the question number 8. Now question number 8 is about JOIDES resolution. What is this? Environmental Protection Treaty, commercial agreement between India and Jordan, a research vessel that drills into the ocean floor to collect and study core samples, or a union nuclear cooperation treaty? So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is it's a research vessel that drills into Indian Ocean to collect and study core sample, option number C. Now let us see what is this JOIDES resolution. So JOIDES stands for Joint Oceanographic Institution for Deep Earth Sampling. And what is this? So it's a research vessel that drills into the ocean floor to collect and study core samples. Now scientists use data from the JR to understand in better terms climate change, geology, and also the Earth's history. Now it is a part of the International Ocean Discovery Program, and it is funded by National Science Foundation. That's all. Question number 9 is all about a factual question. Question number 9 asks about siRNAs, that is term that was in news. What is this? It is a new technique found to develop pesticide alternative to protect plant and from viral infection. And it is a new missile developed by DRDO. It is a new asteroid discovered by NASA. It is an invasive species recently found in India. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is it is a new technique found to develop pesticides alternative to protect plants from viral infection. Now it's a purely factual question. We'll move to the last question of our class. So this one is indelible ink. You must have heard about it. What is this? Ink used for high-end printers, ink for soot and smoke, then ink used in elections, or ink used in printing? It's very easy to guess. It is ink used in election. That is option number C. Now, what is this electoral ink or indelible ink? So it is an ink which is used, which is applied to the four fingers usually to the voters during elections in order to prevent electoral fraud such as double voting. Now the ink typically stays on the skin for 72 to 96 hours, lasting 2 to 4 weeks on the fingernail. Now the election ink used in India puts a permanent mark on the cuticle or area of the area which disappears only with the growth of new nail. Fine. So that's all for today. I hope you like the class. Please like and subscribe our channel for more such videos. Thank you very much.